Hey everyone, in today's video I thought we would do a really relaxed, chatty get ready with me. I haven't done one of these videos in such a long time and I think we are well overdue a little catch up. So if you are interested in hearing me waffle whilst putting on my makeup, then please do keep on watching. So as I said, I've not done one of these videos in a really long time. It could be almost a year. But number one, I think we all need a little break from new makeup releases. And number two, there's been a few things just on my mind recently in relation to my YouTube channel that I wanted to chat to you about today. I kind of just want to keep you updated on some of my intentions, just have a little catch up, I guess, about my YouTube journey and where I see this channel going. So I will endeavour to tell you everything that I put on my face today. I'm not going for anything special. It's just going to be an easy everyday look. And I'm not even going to attempt to tell you what brushes I'm using because I'm rubbish at that anyway. And if I'm waffling, there's no way I'm going to remember to tell you the brushes. But if you want to know a specific brush, just ask me down in the comments. I moisturised a couple of hours ago, but I'm just going to pop a little moisturising primer on and some eye serum. First going in with the Calecim Eye Contour Lifting Cream. This says it's a cream, but it's definitely more of a serum. So it would be great if you would, get ready along with me. You obviously don't need to be watching me today if you don't want to, but maybe grab a drink because I can guarantee this is probably going to be a little bit of a long one and it's probably going to be a little bit disjointed as well because I know I'm going to flit around from point to point because that's just what I do. That's why I don't do these videos, because I tend to not make any sense. So going in with my Vieve Super Skin Nova Primer Moisturiser. I wanted to do this video because I really do try on this channel to be as open and honest as I can. And I did not think about the future of this channel when I posted my first video. And because my channel has grown somewhat recently, it's made me think about what am I actually doing and where am I going with this channel. So I really wanted to keep you updated because there are some of you who have literally been with me since almost the beginning, which is nuts to me. How you ever subscribe to my videos from my first videos is absolutely baffling, but obviously appreciate it so much. I just wanted to chat through some things that are on my mind. It's just stuff that I think you deserve to be aware of. Just using my Tower 28 concealer just to even out the veins on my brow bone. I've already spoken briefly on this channel about what's led up to me starting this channel, and I really don't want to go over it again because that is incredibly boring. But for those of you who haven't seen that video, I'll just really quickly explain that I have always been into makeup and beauty. It's always been an absolute passion. And as soon as I became a teenager, I wanted to wear makeup. Now, I didn't go into makeup and beauty. I went into teaching, but I never lost my passion for makeup and beauty. And I guess the birth of social media fueled that passion. So, oh my gosh, when did I get Facebook? As soon as it came out. What was that? It was the first year that I was training to teach. So it would have been around, was it 2005 or 6, something like that. Social media started to explode and it wasn't just about keeping in touch with people, it was watching makeup and beauty content and I just loved it. So I was a real avid social media user, but social media became a real double-edged sword for me. Some parts would make me feel really good and then other parts would make me feel terrible about myself. I'm going in with an Eyes to Mesmerise by Charlotte Tilbury. This is in the shade Oyster Pearl, such a go-to shade for me. So I realised probably around 2019 that social media was starting to have more of a negative effect on me than a positive one. Then came the pandemic, which made things a million times worse. And I was also becoming overwhelmed with my own insecurities because I was seeing people online and they looked so perfect and I wasn't. But I would also look at pictures of myself and think, oh my gosh, like you are ugly. Look at your face, look at your body. I need to fix this. I need to fix this. And it was literally becoming out of hand. I'm not completely blaming social media for that, because those insecurities were obviously there to start with, but I didn't know. So as a teenager, I never had insecurities about the way I looked, like ever. But obviously, looking at pictures of myself all the time and then looking at other people online, it was a really bad mix. So basically, I gave up social media in 2020. And when I say gave up social media, I gave up Instagram and Facebook. But I stuck around with YouTube because YouTube was just different for me, because the people that I would follow on there, they were just different to what I was used to on the other platforms. So the creators were really, really genuine. I could see real skin. I enjoyed their tutorials. And I definitely cherry-picked a bunch of creators that I trusted and didn't feel like were lying or trying to push products down my throat. I just found them to be really inspiring, and especially more mature creators, because I was approaching my 40s. So consumed a lot of that, and YouTube has always since then really been my safe space. And it got to a point then, a couple of years later, I think it was just before I turned 40. When I'd had that break away from social media, I really started to work on my own self-esteem and stopped pulling myself apart as much as what I did. And I got this overwhelming urge to start a YouTube channel because I looked at the communities that my favorite content creators had. I would read the comments and they were always so supportive. I mean, obviously you get some that are not supportive, but the majority were just so supportive. They were all real. It seemed like such an amazing environment to be a part of. And I started to think, gosh, I wonder if I could ever do that. Obviously, I'm not an expert in makeup. I don't have a clue what I'm doing the majority of the time. But I definitely learned a few things along the way. And I'd also learned a lot about embracing insecurities and not comparing yourself to others online. And I got to a point where I thought, oh my gosh, I would absolutely love to share my real face, my real skin. And I guess turning 40 at that time, I was more inclined to take a risk because I wanted to start pushing myself into doing things that I thought were really super scary, just to prove to myself that they were not as scary as what I thought they would be. And, you know, I was right. This wasn't as scary as what I thought it would be. To cut a long story really short, I posted my first video, didn't tell anyone apart from my husband. And yeah, I did not think past posting that very first video. Didn't think about it, didn't have a clue what was going to happen. All I thought would happen was I would post the video and I would never post another video after that. That's what I thought would happen. Just going in with an Essence eyeliner. I love this. This is the Essence Long Lasting Eye Pencil in Hot Chocolate. I've been really, really enjoying this. It's so good and literally cost me a couple of quid. So good. So I basically just took one video at a time, and I think YouTube tends to push out smaller creators a little bit and give them, you know, a little bit of exposure so that they can see what is possible on YouTube. And I think it's a great thing, although I think it can lull you into thinking that, you know, YouTube is doable and it's the hardest thing I've ever done. But when I first started out, I wasn't thinking about views. I wasn't thinking about subscribers. I didn't think about any of that. Everything I've done on YouTube has been completely organic. I have never promoted my channel. I've never shared it anywhere. I just wanted my growth to be true and honest and organic. So obviously my husband knows. And then I want to say about 4 or 5 close best friends, maybe not 5, maybe 4 close friends that know about the channel, but they don't watch my content because they're not into the stuff that I'm into. So nobody in my local community knows about YouTube. I never really thought into the future when it came to the channel. I just posted the first video and kind of just thought I'd see what would happen. That's all. Obviously, I'm more than happy with how it's gone. And when, you know, I started to get you know, a good few views on some of my videos, I thought, okay, what exactly does this mean? And then obviously I learned about monetization, because monetization, I didn't have a clue about any of that. I didn't have a clue about analytics or anything when I first started YouTube. And you know what? What a blessing that was. I would do anything to go back to that time, to not be looking at analytics and things like that, because I just did it because I loved it. But then when I got into it and YouTube insists on telling you how your videos perform, that's when I got sucked into checking analytics and looking at my performance in my videos. And that's when things kind of became a little bit more serious for me. And if you watch creators from all different sizes, so big, huge creators to tiny micro creators like me, you will see that views can be really, really erratic. And I think the last time I did a Get Ready With Me, was I 7 or 8 months in, and I said I didn't even know if I would make it to a year. Well, obviously I'm 18 months in now. So I did make it to a year, and I'm glad that I did. But in terms of monetization on YouTube, YouTube is different to other platforms, and it's the hardest platform to be successful on, because you have to achieve certain things in order to get monetization. So when we talk monetization, you will be paid for your ads. So, you know, per 1,000 views or whatever, you get paid. So in order to get monetized, you have to hit 4,000 hours of watch time. That's a lot of watch time. Obviously, for some genres, some niches on YouTube, that will be a lot easier to hit than, for example, something like mine. 4,000 hours of watch time and 1,000 subscribers. And I think going into YouTube, people think that subscribers are like the most important thing on YouTube, and that is what determines your success, when actually it couldn't be further from the truth. Obviously, subscribers are amazing and wonderful, and you know, it's such a buzz when you get subscribers. Even now, when I get subscribers, it makes me so incredibly happy. But for success on YouTube, it's views that you need. That's what you need. And that's why I've never promoted my channel. I don't want to promote my channel somewhere and then people come and subscribe, and then when I post my next video, they've subscribed, but they're not actually interested. They're just doing it to support me. I don't want that. I want people to subscribe because they want to actually view my content. So after a while of posting content, I realized that monetization could be in my reach, but I think that people have an idea about monetization, that you're going to be earning money and everything's going to be great and it's going to be your job. And it literally couldn't be further from the truth. This is why so many people give up on YouTube, because you think that you're going to be earning a good amount of money, and it's literally pennies that you earn. Unless you are averaging 10 to 15,000 views per video, you're not going to be earning a decent amount of money on YouTube. But my aim was never to get onto YouTube to earn money. But when I started to post content, I realized then how expensive it was. And I knew that if I could get monetization, that money would go towards buying the products that I review on the channel. Just going in with my L'Oreal Paradise Big Deal Mascara. So basically, any content creator on this platform will tell you that their aim would be to get views. That's the most important thing, because that helps to get you AdSense, and then the AdSense will then pay towards things like, you know, the products that I review for you. So my aim has always been to produce content that is viewer centered, and I really do hope that that comes across, that everything that I do, I think about what the viewer would want to see. And I think that's where a lot of content creators fall down, is that they just create content that they think is great, that they would want to see, or they think that viewers are only coming to see them. And unfortunately, the reality of it is that the majority of people viewing your videos are not just there for you. Unfortunately, they are there for a reason. So whether that be, well, let's take my channel for example. I know that the majority of people that come to my videos, and now I'm not including my absolutely amazing, I'm not going to say subscribers, I'm going to say friends that come back to my channel every single video. This is not who I'm talking about. I'm talking about people, you know, new viewers or occasional viewers. They are just coming to my channel for one reason, and you know, that could be a swatch or some daylight footage, and I've never been naive to that. So I have tried to create content that I think is useful and is viewer centered, and I think that's why I did get a bit of early success with the channel, and how I do get little bits of success with views and stuff like that. Right, I literally cannot talk and do my mascara. Let me just match these eyes up. Just give me a minute. Just going in with my Essence Correct and Conceal in the shade Medium. So I never knew how YouTube worked in terms of how you get views. I obviously knew that YouTube would push out your video, but I didn't know what would determine the success of a video. My eyes are so dark today. Oh my gosh. It's going to take some sort of miracle to help today. Yeah, once I'd got into the swing of things with YouTube, I realized that there is certain criteria that YouTube will judge your video on. So these are the criteria for those of you who don't know. So the first way in which YouTube will judge your video is the click-through rate. So when you see a creator's thumbnail, so their video pop up, YouTube judges on whether you click on that. So they will give you a click-through percentage. Just going in with my double wear concealer in the shade 2N. And then they will judge a video on how long the viewer has watched for. So if you have, for example, a 25-minute video and a viewer is coming in and only watching for 5 minutes, then YouTube are going to think that that video is rubbish. Okay, so even if the click-through rate is good and people are engaging with the video, they will kill that video because you are not getting people to stay on the platform for as long. That YouTube thinks that your video is just not engaging enough. And then if the viewer isn't engaging with the video, so if they are not liking it, if they are not commenting or sharing the video, then YouTube thinks that that video isn't good. So that's why a video can look like it's doing really, really well and it's getting really good views, and then it will just die. It will just die a death. And it's pretty brutal when that happens. But we all know that that is a normal part of YouTube. And it's not just that. I'm in a really competitive niche. So let's say, for example, when I put a review up on a certain product, it might do well initially, but when other bigger creators come out with their reviews and mine is compared to theirs, YouTube will think, well, yours isn't getting as many clicks, it's not being watched for as long, and so it's not as good. So in terms of view duration, I don't help myself in this circumstance, and there's one reason for that, and that's because I use chapters in my videos, and I'm pretty sure that some of you will be aware that some of your favorite creators, bigger creators, do not use chapters, and the reason for that is because chapters are detrimental to a video's performance, because it allows the viewer to just flit around the video and watch only certain sections. I know that by using chapters, I am basically harming the performance of my video, and I know that. You know, I did go back and forth at the beginning as to whether I should use chapters or not, but at the end of the day, I made a decision really early on that I was always going to, sounds really cheesy, but put the viewer first. I was always going to give the viewer the experience that they came there for. So as I said, the majority of people are not there for me. They are there to get a bit of information. So they're not interested in me waffling at the beginning of a video. They're not interested really in my conclusions at the end. They might just be interested in some swatches or to see how that foundation or concealer applies. So yeah, I guess I just made that decision that I was always going to use chapters, even though they are inevitably detrimental to the performance of a video. Gosh, I love that concealer so much. So I'm going to go in with the Essence Skin Tint now. I really love this. I am a fan. It's one of my favorite complexion products that I've tried in March. I really like it. I have to mix 2 shades though. So I have to mix 30 and 40. I'm actually going to see if I can pick up 40 this weekend. Yeah, because mixing products is so annoying. So obviously, as a content creator who has to fund a channel, so obviously I have to pay for all this stuff myself, apart from when I get gifted PR, which isn't a lot right now because I'm a smaller creator. So obviously, as somebody who has to fund their channel, I do think about the expense and things like that. You know, I'm earning enough money to pay for the product. I don't know if I'm breaking even, but it's no issue. I know it's like that for many content creators in this niche when they first start out. And, you know, it was my choice to start a beauty YouTube channel. I knew that I would have to pay for the stuff. Obviously, as I've grown, I have received more attention from brands, and I've had, any creator will tell you, I mean, even from having 50 subscribers, I, had brands reaching out, smaller brands. And I think many creators will tell you that they get many emails per day. And there's a few different emails that you will get, all right? So let me take you through the different types of emails that I will get. And I'm telling you this because I want to tell you what my intentions are moving forward. So the first one, they will say, we would love to send you X, Y, and Z. All we ask is that you feature it on your channel in, an integrated video. So 3 minutes in your video, or we expect a dedicated review on the product or products. I made a decision. I mean, it was a no-brainer for me, really. I don't want to do a gifted collab, and that's no shade to people that do gifted collabs, because I know that gifted collabs are very popular on, for example, TikTok and things like that, because I don't know how TikTok works. Do they earn revenue? I heard that they don't earn revenue like you do on YouTube. So I did make that decision really early on that I didn't want to do any gifted collabs. So I didn't want to receive a product and then have to feature it on the channel. So if a brand contacts me and they say, would you like this? I always ask them, are there any conditions to receiving this product? And great brands will say, absolutely not. There's no conditions to you receiving this. Obviously, we would love you to feature it on the channel, but that's up to you. So then there are paid partnerships, and obviously I get offered paid partnerships. And, this is really important for you to know. I have made a decision that I am not going to do paid partnerships unless it is something exceptional. So obviously, if Charlotte Tilbury contacted me and said, can you talk about my eyes to mesmerize? I mean, obviously that's a no-brainer for me because I do it anyway. So it would have to be something that would be really important to me. It would have to be exceptional for me to do it. I'm going to go in with my Westman Atelier contour. So no gifted collabs. They're a no-no. And I don't want to do paid partnerships unless it's something crazy amazing. And so I rely on funding my channel through views, and also there are affiliate links. Now, just a word on affiliate links. I have never encouraged you to click on one of my affiliate links at all. But if you don't know how they work, so if you click on one of the links in my description box that is affiliated, then that will take you through to the retailer. And if you buy that product, then the retailer will give, that content creator will give me some commission. So depending on how much it is, it might be 5%, it might be 10%, but it doesn't come from you, it comes from the retailer. So that's how affiliate links work. And I think people might think that they are getting charged extra for using that affiliate link, but thankfully that's not the case. But yeah, I obviously don't rely on affiliate links because people rarely use them. But when they do, it's so appreciated. Even if it's just 20 euros a month that I earn from affiliate links, that goes towards a concealer that I can buy or a foundation. So obviously, if I'm not doing paid partnerships, then my money needs to come from just AdSense. Okay, that's my dream, to be able to create content and buy the products that I want to buy, and it all come from AdSense revenue. So that's YouTube. Obviously, I need to try and get views in order to keep the channel ticking over. Now, another thing that does help me is receiving PR, but I have absolutely noticed that, I don't know whether it's that people don't trust a review when somebody's received it in PR. I think there is an element of that. And honestly, I get it. I understand why you wouldn't be as trusting of a product that has been received in PR, because you're going to think, well, they received it for free and they're going to feel like they have to give it a good review. I guess I'm just asking that you continue to trust me and trust my reviews, even if I've received something in PR. I hope that returning viewers and friends that watch me on this channel know that despite having received things in PR, I've still been really, really honest with my reviews. I'm just going to go in with my Armani Luminous Silk Cheek Tint. This is in the shade 62 Delicate Mauve. So yeah, in a nutshell, I just wanted to tell you where I'm at with this channel, because I have so many amazing viewers that come back to my channel that I've never met in person, that I feel like I know so well. And I guess I just felt like I owed it to you to be honest about what my intentions are and where I think I'm going. Just going in with my Huda Beauty. So yeah, if you want to continue to support me, the best thing that you can do is to tune in. I mean, like you do already, tune in to my videos. That's the biggest thing you can do for me. Just give a like or a dislike if you don't like the video, any form of engagement. There are some people that will come along and just leave me a little heart or something like that. And that in itself is just so lovely. And, you know, it promotes that engagement. It's amazing. And I'm so grateful for people that come along and take time out of their day, not only to watch, but to leave comments. I mean, it just means the world. Just going in with my pressed Florasis powder. Yeah, so I really, really hope that this video isn't coming across really wrong. I didn't think that this channel would go anywhere. I didn't think I would get views. I didn't think I would get subscribers. And I didn't think that this would become so incredibly important to me. But it absolutely has. Something that I really, really do want to continue with. I just hope that I'm able to. And I guess there's a whole other issue, really, when it comes to this genre, that I don't think people watch long form content anymore. I think that people prefer short form, but I don't do shorts. My camera just stopped recording as I was going to put lip liner on, but this is my Maybelline lip liner. I want to go in with my Dior lipstick, but we are in an emergency situation. Look, I can't get it up now because there's nothing left. This is the Dior Addict in the shade Atelier. As you can see, it's one of my favorite lipsticks of all time. I need to refill it. It is refillable, but the refills are so expensive. I'm going to just finish off with my e.l.f. Power Grip Dewy Setting Spray. This video was important to do because I wanted to give you those assurances so that I'm not going to do any gifted collabs. I'm not going to do any paid partnerships unless it's exceptional, which, let's be honest, not going to happen anytime soon. And I'm also never going to reach out to a brand to ask them for something. I've never, and I will never reach out to a brand to ask for stuff. I'm not going to do that. And I promise to be open and transparent with all of my reviews, even if I receive things in PR, if I am gifted items, if I don't have to pay for items, I will still give you open and honest reviews. And if we go back to why I set up this channel, to create that community of like-minded and similar people who help to empower one another and be honest with one another, I've achieved that. And I'm so absolutely over the moon with it. I guess I just didn't really think into the future. I didn't think past that. And now I'm kind of having to take things a little bit more seriously, but I still want to maintain that authenticity. And actually, I received an email this morning and I just wanted to share this because it was just before I started to film and that gave me a real boost to film. It was a high-priced item that they were offering to gift me, and they said that I could, present it any way that I wanted, but that they require either an integration in a video or a dedicated short video. And I said, thank you very much, but I don't want to partake in any gifted collabs or paid partnerships. So I would be unable to review the product because I want to keep everything really organic on the channel. And this was the nicest reply I've ever received. And they said, "Hi Carmel, thank you for your feedback. I completely understand and respect your position on gifted collaborations and partnerships. We appreciate you taking the time to consider our offer and for being so clear about your content approach. Your commitment to organic product features speaks to your authenticity as a content creator. Wishing you continued success with your channel." And that meant so much to me, because they don't usually reply to you. They usually just blank you. It's, for example, I had a brand reach out to me recently and I'd not replied immediately because I'm really terrible at that. They'd messaged me a couple of times and I just said, I don't want to do a paid partnership, but I'm more than happy to receive the products and review them honestly, and then never heard from them again. They didn't even acknowledge my email. And you will get that a lot as a content creator, whether you've just started out or whether you are growing. Look, I'm a Virgo. Okay, I have certain traits that are positive, but I have certain traits that are pretty negative. So I tend to over obsess with everything, and especially in relation to this channel. So I'm a real perfectionist, but one of my traits is that I have to be open and honest with people. And so that's where I am. Okay, it's the Virgo in me. I have to tell you what I'm thinking and feeling. And I just really hope that it's received well. And I'm really sorry if I said something in this video that hasn't sat well with you. And if that is the case, then let me know down in the comments, because obviously I would really appreciate any feedback. I do need to say, because I know he'll watch this, because there's one person that watches all of my videos, and that's my husband. And he is the reason that I'm here and doing this, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have continued with this. But he always supports everything I do, even though I'm crazy most of the time. He supports my dreams, and yeah, without him, I wouldn't be sat here. So he's amazing and deserves some sort of medal to be putting up with me for real. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. I so appreciate you being here with me. I'm really looking forward to seeing you in the next video. But until then, take care and bye for now.